Hello everyone and welcome back to another modification and lore review. Today we're going over two legendary lords for a dwarf clan of Karak Azul, and we're also using a custom map for Karak Azul, which is part of the GCCM series. If you would like to check out these modifications, I do have them linked down below. So let's go introduce our two protagonists right now. Right over here we have Kazador Dragon Slayer, the king of Karak Azul. He likes to use a great hammer and a crossbow in battle. There he is. And then over here we have a very old and powerful rune lord, Thorek Ironbrow, and he's right over here waiting. He's guarding the gate. He potentially built that gate. Maybe he doesn't want them to break it down. And let's go look at our city. There's a lot of detail in it. We even have natural defenses, which you'll see in battle in just a little while. There's a lot of steam pipes all throughout the fortress. And again, I really enjoy how much detail that we have here. It's only the exterior of the hold. It goes even deeper. Yeah, look at all that. Little mine carts all around. That looks like a fun ride. And if you want, you can even play a mode or a type of the map where you can capture various points, like one over here, one here, and one over here, like back in the day of Rome 2 and other games like that. Okay. Let's go back and check things out real quick. We'll go over their stats and abilities in a little while. We'll let the battle play out as they begin to march up. We're fighting over 4,000 orcs, goblins, and giants too. In the dwarf language, they're called Gronti, Urks, and Grobi. Grobi meaning goblins, Urks meaning enemy or orcs, and Gronti meaning giants. And right now they're moving on up. Not quickly, mind you. So King Kazador Dragon Slayer of the Donnerkun clan rules over Karak Azul, also called Iron Peak, the last of the great southern holds to remain. It has the richest iron mines in the world's edge mountains and has resisted every invasion in its history thanks to their weaponsmiths and armorers too. The best blades and armor come from Karak Azul, and so do the best runesmiths led by Thorek Ironbrow. They're Karak's main supplier of arms and armor, which brings them a lot of wealth. Look at that. Steam shooting out to damage our foes, but we're not done yet. Hold on. Let's move way over here. We're gonna watch a different defense trigger in just a little while. Hopefully performance will be just fine. It is a rather large battle because of how many enemies that we have on the battlefield. Now, the king is grim and dour even for a dwarf. He didn't always used to be like that. Karak Azul was plundered by an orc attack and King Kazador's family was captured. They were brought to captivity in Black Crag, except for Kazark, the king's son, who was shaven and left behind, nailed in place onto his father's throne. It will take over a decade for Thorgrim Grudgebear, the High King, to free all of them and kill all the orc leaders responsible, including Gorfang Rotgut, the orc war boss who was in charge. Now flames are shooting out too. That giant is not having a good time. Let's go over here real quick as we check things out again. We'll kind of switch back and forth. We have more orcs on the wall. We're heavily outnumbered, as we well should be. The suggested population here is like 40,000, but of course, you know, numbers do not always really matter. Hey man, don't you go after our gate like that. Here, we're gonna buff up a little bit. We'll use our rune right over here and get rid of those savage orcs and completely destroy them, which is what we're doing right now. And there goes Thorek Ironbrow, currently bashing the groin of a Gronti. Now, for a bit more about Kazador, he's an older lord, but is massive and incredibly strong, even for a dwarf. It was said that he rescued a ore pony hauling ore by lifting it up and above his head. I mean, keep in mind, it's pretty heavy. Now, he's also the champion of the annual anvil hauling competition, and his throw in the hammer toss is the longest too. He's got the second most kills in goblin hunting, only second to his father, and he's a great shot with a crossbow. We go, more flames are on the way. We have more orcs on the walls. You know what? We'll let it play out for a little bit just to check it out. Yeah, they're trying to climb up. They're having a pretty hard time with that. Now, one of the heirlooms of Karak Azul, let's go find it real quick. We can talk about it whenever we find it. It's right over here. Let's go look at it, not in cinematic mode. He's currently using his crossbow. 5 kills already. Anyway, let's try to get our mouse over him real quick. Thunderhorn. The Thunderhorn is carved from an ancient tusk said to have been brought by the dwarves from the distant south in ages past. It has been carried into battle by every lord of Azul since Karak Azul was founded. And that is really his unique item. Alright, so now we're going to talk about another character, Thorek Ironbrow. And he's our old Dawi fighting right now, taking on a giant. Our gate is holding up so far. If only Kazador would charge out and go fight them now, but he's currently killing a few savage orcs on the wall. But they're having a pretty tough time trying to stay up. I like how he's pretty bored as we're hitting him. Unfortunately, we were not able to save our gates. Maybe he'll go after Kazador, and we can have a 2-for-1 battle. It looks like we're about to have that right now. It's actually a rather imposing sight to look at. I love it. Let's watch it play out in slow motion just for a little while. Look at that. He's about to move straight into it. But the Rune Lord still goes on. Now he's being attacked too. We could always move him in. It's really up to me. So we'll let the battle play out as we talk a little bit more about lore. Now, Thorek Ironbrow, he's by far the most prolific runesmith when it comes to production. The oldest living one, though, is a runesmith named Crag the Grim, the master rune lord of Karak, and is considered to be so stubborn that he's unbearable now, even for other dwarves. Now, Thorek Ironbrow is a rune lord like those from the golden age of the dwarf days, and he's known to be a terror to his apprentices. He's very strict, and those are all in the shops of Karak Azul, where they're always trying to make new gear. And he's been around for hundreds of years too. He's not a fan of new technology and always speaks negatively about new inventions. He also joins the High King pretty often on his campaigns, as he also has a dream of striking out every grudge and reclaiming lands for the Kraz Angkor. Now lately, or not really lately, but for a long time now, he's been using his Anvil of Doom to take on the Skaven that fill the underhalls of Karak 8 Peaks, helping out King Belegar of Clan Angrand. And he's never found without his Anvil of Doom, which is on right now, and his assistant, Kragi. Sometimes his inexperience causes issues, but hey, you know, he's only been smithing for about 100 years. Now we need to go look at stats. Let's go ahead and look over here while they go fight. So for Kazador, he's not really too extreme when it comes to what he has here. 120 armor, fairly high leadership, of course slow speed, a very high melee attack. He's able to hit hard in battle, or all the time. Only a melee defense of 40, so it looks like he could take a lot of damage. A weapon strength of 464. He's got armor piercing of 330, so he'll do a lot of damage to anyone who is armored. He doesn't have a very large charge bonus, but he does have ammunition and a high amount of damage from his missile damage too, which is right over here. Only a range of 160. Okay, let's go look over here now at Thorek Ironbrow, who again is currently fighting a bunch of giants. He might need a little bit of help, not really, but we could just move him back a little bit to make sure that Kazador is involved in the fight too. I kind of want to get him involved as well, but let's go look over here. So Thorek has a armor of 120. He's all buffed up, but he's got a lot of leadership by default. He's even slower than our king. He's got a melee attack of 40, so instead of being, you know, as prolific and being able to hit his foes in battle, he's instead a lot harder to hit in battle. He's got a melee defense of 79, a weapon strength of 350, and a charge bonus of only 18. And over here, he's able to reduce all damage, or all physical damage by 25%, all magical damage by 55%. Magic damage will not really phase him. And he's got a missile resistance of 15%. Over here, we're looking at Forge Fire, a basic ability. Let's go look for new stuff. Where's it at? Here we go. Claude Brakak. Thorek's anvil-headed Rune Hammer is a formidable weapon of war. Thorek designed a new rune that is struck upon the hammer, and as of yet, it is unproven, being only a few centuries old. Thorek wishes to give the rune a fair trial before allowing others to duplicate it. If you look at it, it penalizes our foes by penalizing them for minus 30 armor and 12% of their vigor. So they'll tire out a little bit faster in battle. And then beyond that, I believe that's all that we really have to show for it. But yeah, here's a bunch of new dwarf characters. If you wanted to play as a new clan, you now have leaders to play as a new clan with, which is pretty darn cool. Now we need to go manage our army. Now that we have gone over our characters, we have a huge battle happening over here. It looks like our poor Dawi are heavily outnumbered. We can't really get Thorek onto the wall, but we'll take care of it anyway. Let's go over here and take out more savage orcs right now. I've got rangers who will come down and help me fight. They'll help me take out these Grunty. And then we can move on to fight other foes. Let's go look over here real quick. It looks like my hammers are in fact winning. They're beating down a lot of Groby. They're having a very bad day. Yeah, they're getting bashed in. So while they're being bashed in, who else do we have around here? We've got our Iron Breakers guarding the gate that was broken. We do have rangers who can move down. We'll move them over here to go after that giant. They're still throwing satchels too. We've got what over here? A lot of hammers who will now go charge in at savage orcs. There's a few of them climbing up, so we'll have to watch out for that. But I think things are okay. Unfortunately, we do have a group of hammers who are being overwhelmed. There are 3 groups of them currently going after me. That can be quite difficult to handle. Okay. We'll come charge in over here. Or instead, what we'll do, you know what? I'll bring my other hammers over here to help me out. And let's get all of you over here. Let's go after another giant. Let's get you over here too. We can buff them even though we can't get you onto the wall. If you could dismount, that would be ideal. But unfortunately, it's not the case. I feel like a dwarf would actually tell his shield bearers to carry him onto the wall. That's just my own view. Look at him go. Back into battle. And now that the king is currently out of ammunition, he's now charging into battle too. Let's watch him go. Unfortunately, one group is now heavily damaged. We do have our own stand-in for a orc war boss coming in to fight, so we'll go take care of that. Hammers move in. Rangers, I want you to move back just a wee bit. Come on now. Okay, so while he goes to fight, we're gonna buff everyone up nearby. Just not yet. Hold on. We've got more enemies on the way. Kazador is currently fighting alone, taking on hundreds of Groby. But he's very good at killing them. Again, he's got a great hammer. He's gonna bash them right in. And I'll have to remind the mod maker to put in the name here. I believe it's related to another mod. It's linked to it and not really an issue with his own modification, but I'll have to check it out. Alright. Let's go over here. And I believe it's only for like custom battles if I remember correctly, so even then, not a big deal. Not one easily caught unless you check out a custom battle. The Rangers are now going to move in just a little bit. Let's go look over here. What do we have? Have we won yet? We have not quite won yet. Our Iron Breakers have killed nearly 300 on their own. That's really the point. Dawi are usually heavily outnumbered. Wait, did they break that down? Dear God. I don't remember if they broke that down or not. Either way. No, I don't believe they did. It might just be a gap there. I have no idea though, actually. Anyway, let's go look over here. Hammers are now fighting a lot of orcs. Let me go look at... Oh yeah, we'll have to move him back just a little bit as we reduce damage. Again, just a wee bit. He's been fighting a lot. I mean, he fought giants for a long time. That's pretty tough for anyone. Let's move him out of the fight. We still have our king still fighting, again, a lot of goblins. 72 kills. Let's go look over here and check things out real quick. Actually, you know what? We're just going to zip by. So while he's fighting, Rangers, do you have any ammunition left? You do. Ammunition, I should call that. Alright. Go charge into battle. You've got great axes and you're meant to use them, so they're going to use them in battle right now. There we are. Over here, our Iron Breakers are still going. It's crazy too because they're just intermingled with a bunch of orcs. It isn't a pretty sight at all. It's a pretty savage affair. Huh, as we fight savage orcs. Alright. I feel like over here is where we're having a slightly easier time. If we look at it, we are indeed having a much easier time. Whenever they're done, they can come help me out. Let's go look over here as we support our forces right now. We got rid of the enemy orc war boss, which is wonderful. Let's buff up everyone. We gave him 60 armor. Dear God, it's 180. For my hammers right now, 160 armor. I couldn't imagine trying to damage them while dealing with that. So they're still fighting all together. Let's go check on Kazador Dragon Slayer. I don't usually involve 2 characters at the same time, but I figured we might as well, since really they belong together. That's really it. Let's go to end their battle right now. We won. So we lost over 300, and if we look at it, they lost over 2,400. It was just meant to be a fun little battle to show you what our lords look like. If you would like to check out more of these modifications, again, I do have them linked down below. Leave a like and comment down below, and let me know what lords you would like to see in the future. And as always, until then.